In the last episode, our group had just regrouped in the ancient tunnels of Elysium, determined to uncover the hidden Aethereian chronicle. The cryptic artifact Wed discovered had set us on a perilous quest to harness the secrets of Aethereia's past and defeat the Puppeteer. But with our stronghold vulnerable to counterattack, I knew I had to act fast. I stood at the edge of the tunnel, gazing out into the darkness, my heart racing with anticipation. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and decay. My companions gathered around me, their faces illuminated only by the faint glow of our suits' built-in lights. We have to move, I thought, pushing aside the doubts that had been creeping in. We can't let the Puppeteer catch us off guard. Dr. Orion's voice cut through my thoughts. Alex, we need to analyze this artifact further. It might hold more secrets than we think. I nodded, handing the artifact over to him. Let's get to work. As we worked, the sound of distant drilling echoed through the tunnels, growing louder by the minute. Lyra's people, I thought, a shiver running down my spine, Thayer closing in. Archaea stepped forward, her eyes locked on mine. We need to get out of here now. We can't let them catch us trapped in these tunnels. I nodded, a plan forming in my mind. We'll make a run for the surface. We'll lose them in the canyons. Ilara's voice was laced with concern. Are you sure that's wise, Alex? We don't know what's waiting for us up there. I took a deep breath. We don't have a choice. We have to keep moving. As we made our way through the winding tunnels, the drilling grew louder and I could feel the ground shaking beneath my feet. We burst out into the bright sunlight, the canyon stretching out before us like a maze. And that's when I saw it, a massive structure in the distance, its peak shrouded in mist. The Aethereian temple. My heart skipped a beat. That's where we need to go. But as we set off across the rocky terrain, I knew we weren't alone. Lyra's people were closing in, and I could see the glint of their suits' armor in the sunlight. We're not going to make it, I thought, a surge of fear rising up. But then Archaea's voice cut through my panic. Alex, look out. I spun around, seeing a massive sandstone door hidden behind a nearby boulder. It was adorned with ancient symbols, pulsing with a soft blue light. In here, I thought, a spark of hope igniting within me. This could be our way out. We sprinted toward the door, Lyra's people hot on our heels. I could feel their breath on my neck, their blasters trained on us. The door slid open with a creak, revealing a dimly lit chamber filled with ancient artifacts. And in the center of the room, a pedestal stood with a small, intricately carved box resting upon it. The Aethereian chronicle, I thought, my heart racing with excitement. But as I reached out to take the box, a voice echoed through the chamber, cold and menacing. You shouldn't have come here, Alex. I spun around, my blaster at the ready. Lyra stepped out of the shadows, a sly smile spreading across her face. You're not going to leave this place alive previously. Alex and his companions narrowly escaped Lyra's ambush in the ancient Aethereian temple, but not before Lyra revealed herself, threatening to kill them. As I faced Lyra, her cold, calculating gaze sent shivers down my spine. Her blaster was trained on me and I knew I had to act fast. You shouldn't have followed me, Lyra, I retorted, my finger hovering over my own blaster's trigger. You won't leave this place alive. The air was thick with tension as our companions watched, frozen in uncertainty. Ilara, Dr. Orion, and Archaea stood like statues, unsure of how to intervene without sparking a firefight. Lyra's people, armed to the teeth, surrounded us, their eyes fixed on us with a mixture of curiosity and hostility. Suddenly, the temple's ancient energy resonated through the chamber, and the box on the pedestal began to glow. Lyra's eyes flickered toward it, and in that moment of distraction, I made my move. I dove to the side, avoiding her initial shot, and my companions sprang into action. The chamber erupted into a cacophony of blaster fire and shouts as our rival groups clashed. In the chaos, I saw my chance. I sprinted toward the pedestal, the box glowing energy calling to me. As I reached out to grab it, Lyra's people closed in, trying to cut me off. I fought through them, my suit's enhanced strength giving me an edge. Finally, I grasped the box, feeling its strange power coursing through me. With the chronicle in hand, I turned to face Lyra. my determination blazing brighter than ever before. "You've lost, Lyra. This changes everything." Lyra's smile never wavered, even as her people faltered. "You may have won this battle, Alex, but the war is far from over. The puppeteer will crush you, and I'll be the one to deliver the final blow." With those parting words, she turned and vanished into the temple, leaving us to ponder the true extent of her alliance with our arch-nemesis. We had won a crucial victory, but at what cost? As we regrouped, catching our breath, I couldn't shake the fear that we had only delayed our inevitable showdown with the puppeteer. Our next move was clear. We had to decipher the secrets of the Aethereian chronicle. Dr. Orion began to examine the box, and soon the chamber was filled with the soft glow of holographic displays. The cryptic messages and ancient texts revealed a shocking truth about the origins of Aethereia, the reason behind the puppeteer's motivations, and the terrible cost of his plans for the planet. The revelations shook us to the core. We had to move, and fast. The puppeteer's sinister plans had to be stopped, and we were the only ones standing in his way. The Chronicle's secrets would be our key to unlocking a brighter future for Aethereia, but the journey ahead would be fraught with peril. As we departed the temple, the harsh sunlight of Elysium's surface, I knew that our quest had reached a turning point. We had to push forward, no matter the cost, and forge a new path for our embattled planet. The fate of Aethereia hung in the balance, and I was ready to risk everything to ensure its rebirth previously. Alex and his companions narrowly escaped Lyra's ambush in the ancient Aethereian temple, securing the cryptic Aethereian chronicle, which revealed the sinister motivations behind the puppeteer's plans for Aethereia. As I gazed out upon the unforgiving expanse of Elysium, the chronicle's secrets seared into my mind like a beacon, fueling my resolve. The fate of Aethereia hung precariously in the balance, and I knew that every moment counted. I turned to my companions, my eyes locking onto theirs. "We need to find a way to broadcast the Chronicle's message to the entire planet. We have to awaken the people of Aethereia to make them see the puppeteer's true intentions." Archaea stepped forward, her eyes flashing with determination. "I know of a place where we can amplify the Chronicle's signal, an ancient broadcasting hub hidden deep within the Aethereian wilderness. But it's treacherous, Alex. The route is fraught with danger, and the hub itself is guarded by the remnants of the Aethereian military." I nodded, my jaw set. "We have no choice. We have to try." With the Chronicle's secrets guiding us, we set out on the perilous journey to the broadcasting hub. Our trek took us through treacherous landscapes, navigating toxic swamps and navigating treacherous ravines. The puppeteer's forces dogged our every step, and Lyra's rival treasure hunters lurked in the shadows, waiting for their chance to strike. As we journeyed deeper into the heart of Elysium, the landscape shifted, becoming increasingly hostile. The air grew thick with an otherworldly energy, and the ground trembled beneath our feet. Suddenly, the sky darkened and a massive dust storm swept in, threatening to consume us. We took shelter in an ancient Aethereian bunker, hoping to ride out the tempest. But as the storm raged on outside, I began to realize that we were not alone in the bunker. The air grew colder, and I sensed a presence lurking in the darkness, watching us. I drew my blaster, my heart pounding in my chest. "Who's there?" I called out into the darkness. No response came, but I knew I was not mistaken. I sensed a malevolent presence, one that threatened to destroy everything we had fought for. I took a step forward, my blaster at the ready, and that was when I saw it. A figure, cloaked in shadows, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly energy. "Alex, wait," Alara whispered, her hand on my arm. I sensed something. A connection between this figure and the Aethereian chronicle. I hesitated, my finger hovering over the trigger. The figure took a step forward, its eyes fixed on me, and I knew that our journey had just become even more perilous previously. Alex and his companions narrowly escaped Lyra's ambush in the ancient Aethereian temple, securing the cryptic Aethereian chronicle, which revealed the sinister motivations behind the puppeteer's plans for Aethereia. They set out to broadcast the message to awaken the people of Aethereia, But their journey took a treacherous turn as they encountered a mysterious figure lurking in the shadows of an ancient Aethereian bunker. The figure's eyes seemed to bore into my very being, and I could feel its presence wrapping around me like a shroud. Alara's words echoed in my mind, a connection between this figure and the Aethereian chronicle. I took a deep breath, trying to process this new information. The figure took another step forward, its presence growing more intense. "Who are you?" I demanded, my blaster still trained on the figure. The air seemed to vibrate with an otherworldly energy as the figure raised its head, revealing a visage that sent a chill down my spine. Its features were humanoid, but its skin was deathly pale, and its eyes burned with an ethereal fire. I felt a shiver run down my spine as I realized that this being was not of this world. "I am Erebus," it stated, its voice like the rustling of dry leaves, "the guardian of the chronicle, and you, Alex, are the key to unlocking its secrets." I frowned, my mind racing with the implications. "What do you mean?" Erebus took another step closer, its eyes never leaving mine. "The chronicle holds the secrets of Aethereia, but it also holds the secrets of the Puppeteer. And you, Alex, are the only one who can decipher them." I felt a surge of determination course through my veins. "I'm willing to do whatever it takes to expose the Puppeteer's plans and free Aethereia." Erebus nodded its head in approval. "Then let us begin. But be warned, Alex, the path ahead will be fraught with peril. You will be tested and you will be pushed to the limits of your endurance." I steeled myself for what lay ahead. I knew that I had to do whatever it took to fulfill my destiny. "I'm ready. Let's do this." Erebus led us deeper into the bunker, revealing a hidden chamber filled with ancient artifacts and forbidden knowledge. As we delved deeper into the secrets of the chronicle, I began to realize the true extent of the Puppeteer's plans. It wasn't just about control, it was about reshaping the very fabric of Aethereia itself. I knew that I had to act fast, to rally the people of Aethereia from falling into the Puppeteer's trap. But as we prepared to leave the bunker, we were ambushed by Lyra's rival treasure hunters. They had been tracking us and they would stop at nothing to get their hands on the chronicle, one of them sneered. I drew my blaster, ready to defend myself and my companions. But as I looked around at the rival treasure hunters, I realized that something was off. They seemed to be acting out of character, as if they were being manipulated by an unseen hand. And then I saw her. Lyra, standing behind the rival treasure hunters, a look of cold calculation in her eyes. She was the one who had been manipulating them, using them to get to us. "Lyra, what are you doing?" I demanded. She smiled, a cold, calculating smile. "I'm doing what it takes to survive, Alex, and if that means betraying my own allies, then so be it." I felt a surge of anger and betrayal, but I knew that I had to keep my emotions in check. I had to stay focused on the goal to expose the Puppeteer's plans and free Aethereia. With Erebus' guidance, we fought off Lyra's minions and made our way back to our stronghold. But as we emerged from the bunker, I knew that we were not safe. Lyra had revealed her true nature, and I knew that she would stop at nothing to get what she wanted. As we regrouped and reassessed our plan, I couldn't help but wonder what other secrets lay hidden in the shadows, waiting to be revealed. And I knew that the journey ahead would be filled with even more danger and unexpected twists. But I was ready, for I had my companions, my determination, and the fate of Aethereia guiding me previously. Alex and his companions escaped Lyra's ambush in the ancient Aethereian temple, securing the cryptic Aethereian chronicle, which revealed the Puppeteer's sinister motivations. They encountered a mysterious figure, Erebus, in an ancient Aethereian bunker, who revealed Alex's crucial role in deciphering the chronicle's secrets. As I stood in the stronghold's central chamber, the weight of my responsibility settled heavier than ever. I gazed out at the assembly of rebels, their faces set with determination, their hopes pinned on me. The chronicle, now safely in hand, seemed to radiate an aura of expectation. I felt the burden of Aethereia's fate resting squarely on my shoulders. The silence was broken by Alara's soft voice, her words a gentle prod. "Alex, we must broadcast the message now. The people of Aethereia need to know the extent of the puppeteer's plans. I nodded, a surge of resolve coursing through my veins. Well, do it. But first I need to talk to Erebus. There's still so much I don't understand. Erebus materialized beside me, its ethereal energy palpable. I am ready, Alex, ask me anything. I hesitated, unsure where to begin. The Chronicle. How do I unlock its secrets? Erebus inclined its head. The Chronicle responds to the resonance of Aethereia's essence. It will reveal its secrets to one who embodies the planet's heartbeat. I felt a thrill of excitement mixed with trepidation. You mean I need to tap into Aethereia's energy? Erebus nodded. The path ahead will require you to connect with Aethereia on a deeper level. Are you prepared to face the unknown? I steeled myself, recalling the challenges I'd faced thus far. I'm ready. Whatever it takes, I'll do it. With Erebus' guidance, I began the process of attuning myself to Aethereia's essence. The experience was like nothing I'd ever felt before, as if my very being was merging with the planet's rhythm. Visions began to unfold before me, fragmented images of Aethereian machinery, ancient texts, and cryptic symbols. The visions grew clearer, and I began to grasp the true extent of Aethereia's plans. The puppeteer sought to harness the planet's energy to reshape reality itself, bending time and space to its will. The stakes had never been higher. I relayed my findings to the group, and we devised a new strategy to counter the puppeteer's plans. Our mission would take us to the heart of the planet, to the ancient Aethereian machinery that had initially awakened Aethereia's energy. There, we would attempt to sever the puppeteer's connection to the planet's core, rendering its plans futile. As we set out, Lyra's betrayal still fresh in my mind. I couldn't help but wonder what other secrets lay hidden, waiting to be revealed. One thing was certain: I was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, armed with my determination, my companions, and the pulsing heartbeat of the planet I swore to protect. The battle for Aethereia's rebirth had truly begun previously. Alex and his companions escaped Lyra's ambush in the ancient Aethereian temple, securing the cryptic Aethereian Chronicle, which revealed the puppeteer's sinister motivations. They encountered a mysterious figure, Erebus, in an ancient Aethereian bunker, who revealed Alex's crucial role in deciphering the Chronicle's secrets. As I ventured deeper into the heart of Aethereia, the planet's energy coursing through my veins, I felt an eerie presence watching me. The air grew thick with an otherworldly power, making my skin prickle. Archaea, ever vigilant, whispered a warning in my ear, her words barely audible over the pulsing rhythm of Aethereia's heartbeat. I turned to face the unknown entity, my hand instinctively reaching for the hilt of my sword. A figure materialized before me, its form shifting between humanoid and energy manifestation. Erebus stood beside me, its ethereal energy resonating with the entity's power. "Who are you?" I demanded, trying to keep my voice steady. The entity's voice was like a gentle breeze, yet it carried an undercurrent of ancient wisdom. "I am the guardian of Aethereia's core. You have been chosen to restore balance to the planet's heart." Erebus stepped forward, its energy intertwining with the Guardian's. "The time has come for Alex to fulfill his destiny." The Guardian spoke again, its words dripping with an unsettling intensity. "To sever the puppeteer's connection, you must first purify the core. The process will require great sacrifice, for the heart of Aethereia holds the essence of its creators, the Aethereians." I felt a shiver run down my spine as the weight of the task settled upon me. Ilara's hand found mine, her grip a reassuring anchor in the face of the unknown. Dr. Orion's eyes locked onto mine, his voice steady with determination. "We'll face this together, Alex. For Aethereia, we'll find a way." With the Guardian's guidance, we embarked on a perilous journey to the heart of Aethereia. The trek took us through labyrinthine tunnels. Hidden dangers lurked around every corner. Ancient machinery whirred to life, and cryptic messages etched onto the walls whispered secrets of the Aethereians. I walked a tightrope between my role as leader and my duty to protect my companions, the fate of Aethereia hanging precariously in the balance. As we ventured deeper, the air grew hotter, the planet's energy building to a crescendo. I could feel the presence of the puppeteer growing stronger, its malevolent intentions simmering just beneath the surface. One misstep, and the consequences would be catastrophic. The Guardian's words echoed in my mind. The heart of Aethereia held the essence of its creators. I began to grasp the true magnitude of the task ahead. The fate of Aethereia, tied to the heart of its creators, hung precariously in the balance. Our footsteps echoed through the tunnels, every step drawing us closer to the heart of Aethereia. The battle for the planet's rebirth had reached its climax, and I stood at the forefront, ready to face the ultimate challenge. Previously, Alex and his companions escaped Lyra's ambush in the ancient Aethereian temple, securing the cryptic Aethereian chronicle, which revealed the puppeteer's sinister motivations. They encountered a mysterious figure, Erebus, in an ancient Aethereian bunker, who revealed Alex's crucial role in deciphering the chronicle's secrets. As I stepped into the heart of Aethereia, a blinding light enveloped me, and the air vibrated with an otherworldly force. The Guardian's voice whispered in my mind, "The purification process begins. Your essence will merge with Aethereia's core, and the fate of the planet will be sealed." I felt Alara's hand slip from mine, and I reached out, desperate to maintain the connection. Dr. Orion's eyes were fixed on me, his voice a calm anchor amidst the chaos. "Well, hold the line, Alex. Whatever happens, we'll be here waiting for you." With a deep breath, I surrendered to the process, my consciousness merging with the heart of Aethereia. The experience was both exhilarating and terrifying, as if I was hurtling through a vortex of ancient memories, echoes of the Aethereians' triumphs and defeats. Visions of a long-forgotten civilization unfolded before me, towering cities, teeming with life and wisdom, Aethereian sorcerers wielding the primal forces of the planet, and at the heart of it all, the calamity that had ravaged the planet, birthing the puppeteer. As the visions faded, I found myself back in the heart of Aethereia, the Guardian's energy swirling around me. The entity's voice whispered, "The core is purified. The connection to the puppeteer is severed. Aethereia's rebirth begins." The news was met with a mix of emotions, relief, hope, and trepidation. Alara's smile was radiant, Dr. Orion's eyes shone with pride, and Archea's gaze was intense, as if she saw beyond the moment. Erebus' energy pulsed with an unreadable intensity. As we began our ascension back to the surface, the Guardian's words lingered, "The rebirth is not without cost. Balance must be maintained. A new era begins, but with it, a new threat emerges." The journey back to the stronghold was marked by silence, each of us lost in our thoughts. The weight of our accomplishment hung heavy, tempered by the knowledge that our struggle was far from over. Lyra's presence still lingered, an unpredictable element waiting to strike. Upon our return, the stronghold was abuzz with activity. News of our triumph had ignited a spark of hope in the hearts of our allies. But I knew that this fragile peace was short-lived, for the puppeteer's defeat would not go unchallenged. Erebus' warning echoed in my mind, "A new threat emerges." As I stood before my companions, my gaze swept across the stronghold, and I knew that our celebration would be short-lived. For in the shadows, a new menace waited, patient and calculating, ready to strike when least expected. Previously, Alex and his companions escaped Lyra's ambush in the ancient Aethereian temple, securing the cryptic Aethereian chronicle, which revealed the puppeteer's sinister motivations. They encountered the enigmatic Erebus in an ancient Aethereian bunker, who revealed Alex's crucial role in deciphering the chronicle's secrets. With the chronicle in hand, Alex surrendered to the heart of Aethereia, purifying the planet's core and severing the connection to the puppeteer. As I scanned the stronghold's bustling courtyard, my instincts screamed of impending doom. The sounds of laughter and celebration seemed to reverberate with an otherworldly intensity, as if the very fabric of reality was about to tear apart. Erebus' ominous warning, "A new era begins, but with it, a new threat emerges," echoed in my mind like a ticking time bomb. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows, an eerie silence preceding their entrance. It was Kaida, a skilled warrior of the ancient Aethereian army, awakened from her centuries-long slumber. Her eyes bore an unyielding intensity, her presence radiating an aura of authority. "The time of reckoning has begun," she declared, her words echoing across the courtyard. "The purification of Aethereia's core has awakened ancient forces, long dormant. Balance must be maintained, lest the fabric of reality unravel. The Puppeteer's defeat has created a power vacuum, and a new player has emerged to claim dominion over Aethereia." Dr. Orion's eyes narrowed, his mind racing with the implications. Alara's hand instinctively reached for her sword, her battle readiness palpable. Archaea's gaze was enigmatic, as if she was privy to secrets we were yet to uncover. Kaida's words hung in the air like a challenge, a gauntlet thrown to us, the leaders of the resistance. I knew that this was the moment of truth, the moment when the fate of Aethereia would be decided. Would we rise to the challenge, or would we succumb to the crushing weight of uncertainty? "Who is this new player?" I asked, my voice steady, even as the uncertainty churned within me. Kaida's response was laced with an air of foreboding. "The Shadow Architect, a master of the ancient arts, has awakened from the depths of Aethereia. They will not stop until they have reshaped the planet in their image." The courtyard fell silent, the celebration forgotten, as we gazed out into the unknown, preparing to face the next great challenge. Previously, Alex and his companions escaped Lyra's ambush, securing the Aethereian Chronicle, and later encountered Erebus in an ancient bunker, revealing the Puppeteer's sinister motivations. With the Chronicle, Alex purified Aethereia's core, severing the Puppeteer's connection. As Kaida's ominous declaration hung in the air, I sensed the weight of our collective fate settling upon us. The Shadow Architect, a master of ancient arts, had emerged to claim dominion over Aethereia. I knew that our response would determine the course of history. Without hesitation, I rallied my companions, and together we set out to gather intelligence on this new threat. Our search took us to the ruins of an ancient Aethereian city, where we hoped to uncover clues about the Shadow Architect's motivations and weaknesses. As we navigated the labyrinthine streets, avoiding deadly traps and hostile creatures, we stumbled upon an ancient Aethereian library. The relic, hidden beneath the city's central square, was guarded by a powerful entity known as the Keeper of Knowledge. Dr. Orion's eyes lit up as he deciphered the cryptic entrance mechanism, and the massive stone doors creaked open. We stepped into the dimly lit chamber, surrounded by shelves upon shelves of ancient wisdom. "The secrets we seek are hidden within these walls," Alara whispered, her eyes scanning the shelves. I nodded, and with Archaea's guidance, we began our search. The ancient texts revealed that the Shadow Architect was once a revered Aethereian scientist, obsessed with unlocking the secrets of the planet's core. Their research had led to a catastrophic event, known as the Great Imbalance, that had nearly destroyed Aethereia. As we delved deeper into the texts, we discovered the scientist's true identity: Aurora, the Aethereian queen's sister. Aurora's thirst for power and recognition had consumed her, driving her to make a pact with dark forces. "This is personal," I realized, my determination to stop the Shadow Architect growing. We gathered the knowledge we needed, and as we left the library, the Shadow Architect's presence began to manifest around us. The air grew thick with an aura of dark power, and the ground trembled beneath our feet. "Aurora will not stop until she reshapes Aethereia in her image," I warned my companions. Dr. Orion's eyes narrowed, his mind racing with strategies. Alara's grip on her sword tightened, her battle readiness palpable. Archaea's gaze was enigmatic, as if she was privy to secrets we were yet to uncover. With the weight of our mission settling upon us, we set out to confront the Shadow Architect, knowing that our next move would determine the fate of Aethereia. Previously, Alex and his companions had secured the Aethereian Chronicle, purifying Aethereia's core, and severed the Puppeteer's connection. They then encountered Erebus in an ancient bunker, revealing the Puppeteer's sinister motivations. As Kaida declared the emergence of the Shadow Architect, a master of ancient arts, Alex rallied his companions to gather intelligence on this new threat. The Shadow Architect's dark energy still lingered in the air as we ventured further into the ancient city. I could feel Aurora's malevolent presence closing in around us. We needed to move swiftly if we were to stop her from reshaping Aethereia in her twisted image. "Let's split up and search for any clues," I suggested, trying to cover more ground. "We can't let Aurora get the better of us." Dr. Orion nodded, his mind already racing with theories. "I'll check for any ancient laboratories or research facilities. If Aurora was conducting twisted experiments, there could be evidence of her plans." Alara gave a curt nod. "I'll search for any records of Aurora's past, see if we can understand what drove her to the dark side." Archaea's eyes seemed to bore into mine. "I'll search for any remnants of the ancient Aethereians used to defend against the Great Imbalance. If we can harness that power, we might stand a chance against the Shadow Architect." With a shared determination, we set out to scour the ancient city. Hours passed, and the sun began to set, casting the city in an ominous twilight glow. We reconvened at the central square, sharing our findings. Dr. Orion revealed the existence of a hidden research facility deep beneath the city. Alara found documents hinting at Aurora's obsession with the planet's core. Archaea discovered ancient artifacts that could be used to stabilize Aethereia's flow. As we pieced together our discoveries, the air grew thick with anticipation. We knew we had to act swiftly before Aurora could unleash her dark powers. "We have two options," I stated, weighing our chances. "We either infiltrate the research facility or head to the planet's core to try and stabilize the energy flow." Dr. Orion's gaze narrowed. "The research facility might hold the key to understanding Aurora's plans, but if we're not careful, it could be a trap." Archaea's voice was laced with an air of mystery. "The planet's core holds ancient secrets, but the dangers are unpredictable." Alara's hand rested on the hilt of her sword. "Whatever we choose, we'll face it together." I nodded, my heart pounding with the weight of our decision. "Let's move out. We'll make our way to the research facility and hope we're not too late." As we ventured into the unknown, the darkness closing in, I knew that we were walking into the heart of the Shadow Architect's lair. The fate of Aethereia hung in the balance, and I was ready to risk everything to save our planet previously. Alex and his companions secured the Aethereian Chronicle, purifying Aethereia's core and severed the Puppeteer's connection. They then encountered Erebus in an ancient bunker, revealing the Puppeteer's sinister motivations, and rallied against the emergence of the Shadow Architect, a master of ancient arts. As we delved deeper into the heart of the research facility, the air grew thick with the stench of corruption. Fluorescent lights flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls. Every step felt like a countdown to catastrophe. Dr. Orion's eyes darted between the numerous consoles, his fingers dancing across the interface as he frantically searched for clues. Alara flanked me, her sword at the ready, her gaze piercing the darkness. Archaea stood at the rear, her eyes surveying our surroundings, her presence a calming influence amidst the chaos. Suddenly, the consoles around us erupted in a cacophony of alarms. Dr. Orion's eyes widened as he stared at the data streaming before him. "What is it?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Dr. Orion's words sent a chill down my spine. "Aurora's research. It's not just about reshaping Aethereia. She's trying to break the dimensional fabric, unleashing an ancient horror from the depths of the Aethereia's core." The silence that followed was oppressive. I felt the weight of Aethereia's fate resting on my shoulders. We couldn't afford to hesitate. "We need to find a way to stop her," I declared, resolve burning in my chest. "Dr. Orion, can you access the lab's mainframe and lock down the facility?" Dr. Orion's fingers flew across the console, his eyes fixed on the screens as he worked. Alara and Archaea scout ahead and clear a path to the central laboratory. We'll converge there and prepare to face whatever horrors Aurora has unleashed. As we dispersed, the darkness seemed to closing in around us, the silence between us thick with unspoken fears. The fate of Aethereia hung in the balance, and I knew that this was the moment of truth to save our planet or succumb to the abyss of despair. We moved swiftly, our footsteps echoing through the deserted corridors. Every step felt like a countdown to catastrophe. The air was heavy with the weight of our doubts, and the Shadow Architect's malevolent presence lurked in every shadow. As we converged at the central laboratory, the sight that greeted us was apocalyptic. Aurora stood at the heart of the room, her eyes blazing with an otherworldly power. The air rippled with dark energy, and the walls seemed to writhe in agony. The stench of corruption was overwhelming. "Aurora," I called out, my voice echoing off the walls. "You've gone too far. Stop this before it's too late." Aurora's laughter was like a crack of thunder, shattering the air. "You fools," she spat. "I've unlocked the secrets of the Aetheria's core, and with this power I felt the ground tremble beneath my feet, the darkness closing in. The fate of Aethereia hung in the balance. "You've unleashed a horror beyond your control," I stated, my voice steady, "and we'll be the ones to stop it." Aurora's eyes flashed with anger, and the air seemed to ripple with dark energy. The battle ahead would be our greatest challenge yet. But I knew that together we would emerge victorious, or die trying previously. Aurora's quest to break the dimensional fabric had unleashed an ancient horror from the depths of the Aetheria's core, threatening to unravel the very fabric of reality. As we faced off against Aurora, the air thickened with anticipation. Dr. Aethereian worked frantically to access the lab's mainframe, while Aethereia and Archaea prepared to take down the monstrous entity spawned by Aurora's research. "Archaea, can you connect with the entity, understand its essence?" I asked, my eyes locked on the swirling vortex of darkness. Archaea's eyes glazed over, her connection to the Aethereian network granting her insight into the entity's nature. "It's an ancient being born from the Aether's power. It'll continue to grow unless we stop Aurora." I nodded, understanding the stakes. "Dr. Aethereian, can you override Aurora's commands, lock down the facility, and prevent further damage?" Dr. Aethereian's fingers danced across the console, his face a picture of concentration. "Almost there." "Hold on, Alex." Aethereia stood poised, ready to take on the entity the moment it emerged from the rift. I positioned myself beside her, my fists clenched and my heart racing with determination. "Let's do this." Aethereia shouted, her sword sliced through the air, illuminating the dark laboratory. Aurora cackled, her eyes blazing with power as the entity began to take form. The battle raged on. The entity's screams echoed through the facility, the stench of corruption hanging heavy in the air. Aethereia and I fought in perfect sync, our movements honed by countless battles. Dr. Aethereian worked tirelessly to contain the entity, while Archaea maintained the connection to the Aetherian network, ensuring our allies received critical updates. As the fight intensified, I felt the power of Aethereia coursing through my veins. I channeled it, unleashing a blast of energy that sent the entity reeling. Aurora stumbled, her concentration wavering. Dr. Aethereian seized the opportunity, slamming shut the dimensional rift and banishing the horror back to its own realm. Silence. Breathless, we gazed upon the devastation. The laboratory lay in ruins, the facility damaged beyond repair. But we'd saved Aethereia. Aurora lay defeated, her malevolent energy dissipating as the corruption was purged from her body. The Shadow Architect's presence receded, vanishing into the shadows. The weight of our journey, the sacrifices made and the friends lost, fell upon me like a mantle of responsibility. I looked at my companions, my friends, my allies. We'd saved Aethereia, but at what cost? As we stood amidst the ruins, I felt the power of Aethereia's core coursing through me. I knew that I'd become something more, something greater. I looked out at the horizon, the sky ablaze with the colors of dawn. A new beginning unfolded before us, free from the Puppeteer's tyranny, free from the shadows that haunted us. I raised my eyes to my companions, my voice echoing with conviction. "We did it. We've reclaimed our world, our home. But this is only the start. The The road ahead will be fraught with challenges, and we'll need to stand united, stand brave to forge a brighter future. The epilogue unfolded before us like a canvas of untold stories. New possibilities, new adventures, and new heroes waiting to emerge. Aethereia's rebirth had begun,